How many hours of your life have you spent worrying about things that never happened? How many sleepless nights? How many rehearsed dialogues in your mind? How many what-ifs that never became reality? Have you noticed that often your mind becomes a silent battlefield, where you fight alone against enemies that only exist within you? Seneca, one of the greatest names in Stoicism, said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," and he was right. Most of the pain we carry comes from scenarios created by our minds, scenarios that never materialize. Yet, they steal our peace, our energy, our time. In this video, you'll learn how to nullify worries and achieve a profound mental peace by using the teachings of men who lived over 2,000 years ago, men who still guide us on how to live with strength, focus, and tranquility, even amidst chaos. Imagine waking up in the morning without your mind racing. Imagine living one day at a time, with clarity, lightness, and without carrying the weight of what hasn't even happened yet. Imagine looking at problems and, instead of panicking, breathing, acting rationally, and moving forward. This tranquility isn't luck. It's the result of small daily choices. It's like building an armor from the inside out, and each lesson you'll hear today is a piece of that armor. You aren't here by chance. Your mind called for help, and you listened. Now, stay with me until the end. Don't skip ahead. Every second of this video is a key, and at the end, you can open the door that leads to your own inner fortress. Let's begin, because true peace isn't the absence of problems. It's the presence of a steady mind even when the world shakes. Number 1, 96% of worries never happen. You're on an airplane. Outside, the sky darkens. The turbulence shakes the cabin. You tighten your seatbelt. Imagine the worst, and your mind starts projecting 1,000 catastrophic possibilities. But the pilot remains calm. He knows it's just air. Just air. It's not a crash. It's a momentary disturbance like so many others. Your mind, however, doesn't know that. It invents stories and believes them. Do you know why? Because the human mind is designed to protect, not to predict accurately. It tries to guess everything, to anticipate everything. But in the end, it only creates imaginary storms. According to modern studies, about 96% of worries never come to fruition. They are mental ghosts, scenarios that never materialize. In other words, nearly everything that causes you anguish today will never truly affect you. But what do these thoughts do while you wait for a danger that may never come? They drain your energy, rob your presence, and corrode your health. They pull you away from the now, preventing you from seeing what is going well. Seneca once again warned us. Most of our suffering happens before any real pain. And here's the big misconception. Worrying is not the same as being prepared. You can stay alert but still remain calm. You can plan without drowning in panic. Excessive worry is like rehearsing for a play that will never be performed. It's like carrying an umbrella on a cloudless day while hunched over, waiting for a storm. Now visualize you, lighter, your mind like a clear sky, and when the cloud comes, you see it pass by but don't enter it. You become the pilot of your own peace. This is your first mission. When worry arises, ask yourself firmly, is this happening now, or is it just my mind anticipating? Do this today, because if 96% don't happen, you might be fighting against enemies that don't even exist. Number 2, live one day at a time. Imagine a climber in the middle of a mountain. He has a long way to go to the top, but instead of looking at the next step, he fixates on the peak, on the clouds, and by not watching where he steps, he slips. This is exactly what we do every day. We want to solve the whole week in one morning. We want to anticipate the month, control the year, carry the weight of a future that doesn't even exist. And with that, we lose today. We lose the now, the only time we can truly grasp. Marcus Aurelius said, "Never live as if you have 1,000 years ahead. Life is now." The mind, when unrestrained, lives in two extremes: regret for the past or fear of the future. But the body is here, in this moment. The heart beats now, breathing happens now. And it's in this exact point that peace begins. Living one day at a time isn't laziness. It's Stoic strategy. It's saying, today I can do something. Tomorrow doesn't belong to me yet. Here's the analogy. Life is like a trail in the fog. You can only see the next 5 steps. And that's okay, because by taking those 5 steps firmly, the next path reveals itself. But if you try to see the end, you trip over the present. Have you noticed that the days you're most anxious are those when you try to solve everything at once? Living one day at a time is like breaking a battle into parts. One mission per day, one decision at a time. This lightens the load and increases clarity. And here's the misconception. It's not a lack of ambition to live in the now, it's wisdom. Because tomorrow is a consequence of 1,000 well-lived nows. So, visualize this. Each morning, you wake up, take a deep breath, look at the day, and say, "Today is my battlefield, just today, and I can win." Mental peace doesn't come from controlling the future. It comes from being present in the present. And your next mission starts right here. Wake up tomorrow and live only for that day. Don't anticipate, don't accumulate, just be. Number 3, slowly but surely. You know the fable of the hare and the tortoise. The hare runs, dashes ahead, too confident. The tortoise moves slowly but steadily. In the end, who wins? The tortoise. Why? Because haste trips you up. Because consistency builds. Because speed without direction is just noise. In Stoicism, this truth is simple. There's no true progress without patience. And this is the modern trap. They want you to rush, to prove everything quickly, to achieve everything now. But a calm mind isn't rushed, it's precise. Epictetus taught, "No great thing is created suddenly." Now picture a staircase leading up to the top of a mountain. You look at the last step and feel anxiety. But if you lower your eyes and focus only on the next step, everything becomes lighter. One step at a time, slowly but surely. This is the logic of self-control. You don't need to change your whole life in a week. You need to change a small habit every day. Persist. Move forward, even if it's just a little. Oh, but it's too slow. That's the voice of anxiety trying to steal your consistency. Here's the belief breaker. It's not slow, it's steady. The Chinese bamboo takes 5 years of watering to sprout, 5 invisible years, and in the 6th year, it grows meters in just weeks. The question is, can you wait for the invisible? Can you keep going, even without applause? Resilience is not measured by speed, it's measured by the direction maintained. Now visualize you moving forward, step by step, day after day, without panic, with silent discipline. And one day, when you least expect it, you look back and realize you've arrived where many have given up. This is your 3rd mission. Don't rush to seem strong. Move steadily to become unshakable. Because those who run on the outside often fall within, but those who walk in peace build within and arrive whole. Number 4, make a plan and organize yourself with discipline. Imagine a ship at sea, sails open, but without a rudder. It moves, but doesn't get anywhere. It's carried by the wind, the current, the impulses. This is what life looks like without a plan. In Stoicism, discipline is not rigidity. It's freedom with direction. It's knowing where you're going and acting like someone who deserves to get there. Seneca said, "If a man does not know which port he is heading for, no wind will be favorable." And most people live this way, sailing without a map. They want peace but don't organize themselves. They want focus but don't clear the excess. They want time but don't even plan the next hour. Your mind needs structure. It needs clarity, not chaos. And here's the belief breaker. Organizing yourself is not about being controlling. It's about respecting your own energy. It's deciding before fatigue decides for you. Now visualize your day as a battlefield. If you wake up without a plan, the enemy has already started winning. But if you have clarity, everything changes. You know what you need to do, when, and why. This reduces mental noise. It decreases doubts. It increases the feeling of progress. Moreover, you begin to trust yourself. Organizing is creating tracks for the train of discipline to run. It's setting aside time for what matters. It's saying no to distractions. Imagine your week as a game board. Each important task is a key piece. You don't play everything at once. You think, position, execute, and you advance. Disciplined people are not stronger. They are more strategic. They don't waste energy on useless decisions. They save strength for what truly matters. This is your 4th mission. Don't start your days without a plan. Even if it's simple, even if it's handwritten, organize your time as if you're protecting what's most valuable, your own mental peace. Because a disorganized mind is a mind too busy to be happy. Number 5, make decisions without anxiety. Have you ever stood in front of a door, hesitating between 2 paths? One seems safer, the other riskier. Anxiety takes over and indecision paralyzes. Your mind starts racing and every choice feels like a risk. The risk of being wrong, the risk of losing, the risk of regretting. But imagine this. The decision is not the end of your journey. It's just a new step. Each choice, no matter how important it seems, is just a small action within a larger process. Epictetus said, "Do not be disturbed by the choices you cannot control." Anxiety comes from the feeling that if we make a mistake, the world will collapse. But the truth is, life isn't about perfect choices. It's about choices made with the best information available and the courage to move forward. Now visualize this. You are in front of two doors. One is familiar, the other unknown. The pressure to decide feels immense. But instead of drowning in the what-ifs, you take a deep breath and remember, I can make decisions and adjust course if necessary. This is the key. Don't fear being wrong. Fear not deciding. When we're paralyzed by anxiety, we choose not to act, which is, in itself, a choice, and often the worst one. Here's the belief breaker. Making mistakes is not the end. Mistakes are part of the process of learning, growing, and strengthening the mind. The fear of making mistakes is much more destructive than the mistake itself. So visualize yourself making decisions with clarity, without haste, without fear. You analyze, reflect, and act. And if something doesn't go as expected, you adjust, without guilt, without excessive self-criticism. This is your fifth mission. Don't let anxiety control your choices. Life is made of decisions, and each one is an opportunity to learn and evolve. Because in the end, the only choice that truly matters is the choice not to give up on continuing. Number 6, avoid people who drain your energy. Imagine your mind as a glass of water. With every negative conversation, every toxic comment, the glass starts to leak, little by little. You don't even notice at first. But every bitter word, every pessimistic attitude is an invisible hole that drains your energy. Soon enough, the glass is empty, devoid of vitality and strength. This is how many people act around you. They don't shout, they don't attack you directly, but around you, there's a constant field of negativity that steals your peace. And in the end, you find yourself exhausted, empty, not knowing where all that weariness came from. Marcus Aurelius, with his Stoic wisdom, reminds us, the soul is colored with the colors of your thoughts and those around you. In other words, you're not just affected by your own mental choices, but also by the energies and attitudes of the people you surround yourself with. When you're surrounded by negativity, your mind absorbs this poison, often without you even realizing it. Now visualize a different future. You, surrounded by people who uplift you, people who challenge you to grow, to be better, but always with support, with positive energy. This solid and silent support network strengthens you without you needing to ask. It's there, like an invisible field of strength that keeps you steady and at peace. This is your mission. Distance yourself from draining sources and build a network that nurtures your soul, a network of people who, like you, seek well-being and inner peace. Because, as the Stoic says, you are not alone on your journey, but what others bring to your path makes all the difference. Number 7, practice forgiveness towards yourself. Guilt is like an invisible weight you carry without realizing it in every step. It's like a burden on your back, a dense energy that prevents you from moving freely. You feel like you need to punish yourself, pay for past mistakes, as if suffering were the key to growth. But the truth is different. Guilt never helps you evolve. It only keeps you stuck in the past. Contrary to what you might think, it's forgiveness that accelerates your evolution. Think of your mind as a garden. When you make a mistake and feel guilty, it's like letting weeds grow. These weeds spread, choking the healthy plants and hindering growth. Now visualize this. You feel guilty about something that happened in the past. That guilt begins to grow, and the weed of guilt takes over your mind. You try to pull it out, but it comes back, stronger and more invasive. What you don't realize is that while you are blaming yourself, the soil of your mind is becoming infertile. But when you choose forgiveness, it's as if you are gently removing the weed. With understanding and care, the soil starts to rejuvenate, the roots deepen, and healthy growth resumes, unhindered. Forgiving yourself doesn't mean forgetting the mistake. It means giving yourself the chance to learn and move on. Here's the belief break. It's not through punishment that you grow. It's through forgiveness. Forgiveness frees up space for self-discovery. It allows you to see mistakes as lessons, not burdens. Now, envision the future. Your mind, now free of guilt, flourishing like a well-tended garden. You walk through it confidently, knowing that inner growth comes from self-acceptance, not punishment. This is your mission. Free yourself from guilt and start cultivating inner peace, because forgiveness is the key to the transformation you seek. Throughout this journey, you may have already begun to notice that mental peace is not a distant destination, but a daily construction made of small, silent decisions. Each lesson so far is like a stone intentionally placed in your inner fortress. If this makes sense to you, write in the comments, "I cultivate my mind every day." This is not just a phrase. It's a declaration that you are present, attentive, and committed to what truly matters. Now, back to our lesson. Number 8. Your mind is the control center of your destiny. Imagine your mind as the yoke of an airplane. It isn't visible to others, but it's there, in your hands. Every decision, every thought, is like a small movement of that yoke. If you hold it firmly and with direction, the flight will be smooth, with clear objectives. If you let go, the airplane may start to veer off, heading to uncertain and even dangerous places. Seneca, in his wisdom, reminds us, life is not short. We waste it. Often people believe that time is against them, that life is short, that destiny is unpredictable. But in reality, it is us who allow time to slip away. The mind is the true control center, and it has the power to steer our lives wherever we choose. The problem isn't that life is short, but that we don't know how to use it. Now visualize 2 situations. The first, a loose mind. You feel adrift, out of control, reacting to events, like a plane without a pilot. The winds of anxiety and negative thoughts take you wherever they want. The second, a trained mind. You take command. Every decision is thoughtful. Every reaction is controlled. Every action is directed. Like an experienced pilot, you know where you're going and what the next step is. Here's the emotional key. Move from a state of helplessness to a state of command. When your mind is trained, it becomes your strongest ally. You no longer react to external stimuli. You act with purpose. This is the mission. Take control of your mind, and it will guide you to where you truly want to go. Because like the pilot of a plane, the control is in your hands, and the destination will be whatever you decide. Number 9, control your energy, not your environment. The world around you is unpredictable. People are unpredictable. What happens today, tomorrow, or in an hour, no one knows. And often, we feel at the mercy of this. But the truth is that you cannot control everything that happens outside of you, but you can control your energy. Imagine that your energy is like a river. Your surroundings may be the current trying to divert the river's course. But you, like the river, have the power to choose the direction you want to follow. You can let yourself be swept away by the current, or you can choose your course. The secret lies in how you react to circumstances. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoics, teaches us, it is not the things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. In other words, it's not what happens outside of you that affects you. It's the way you choose to react. More importantly, it's the energy with which you react. Think of a daily situation. You're in a toxic environment, surrounded by people complaining all the time. For a moment, you may feel like your energy is being drained, but the choice is yours. You can let yourself be consumed by those complaints, or you can choose to maintain your energy in peace. Even in chaos, you have the power not to be affected. Here's the belief break. It's not the environment that defines your peace. It's the way you position yourself in relation to it. You can live in a challenging environment and still keep your energy intact. You are not a victim of external circumstances. You are the master of your reaction. Now visualize the future. You surrounded by challenges, but immune to external storms. Your energy is balanced, unwavering. You know that the power lies within you, and from that control, you can pursue any path. This is your mission. Control your energy, for what is outside of you is temporary, but your inner peace is enduring. Number 10, happiness is a choice, not an external consequence. Imagine that happiness is like a house. You live in it, but you are constantly searching for the key in the wrong places. Outside the house, in things you don't have yet, in people you haven't met, in a future that hasn't arrived. You spend your life looking for the key around every corner, while the truth is that the key is inside the house, in your hands, and it always has been. Many people live this way, waiting to find the key to happiness in something external. They think, when I have that car, that promotion, that person by my side, I will be happy. This idea of happiness as something that comes when external conditions align is a limiting belief. Epictetus, in his wisdom, teaches us, it is not the things that disturb us, but the way we react to them. In other words, happiness doesn't depend on external conditions, but on how you choose to react to them. Here's the big belief breaker. When I have X, I will be happy. That's a myth. Happiness is not a consequence of something you have or achieve. It's a daily construction. It stems from how you choose to view life, how you perceive situations, and how you focus on what's within your control. Let's contrast the two views. Happiness as a conquest means living in anticipation of an event that will bring you peace, making you a hostage to what's yet to come. Happiness as a construction means living with the understanding that each moment is a choice, that you can decide to be happy right now, regardless of what's happening around you. Your mission now is to understand that the key to happiness has always been within you. You are the guardian of your peace. Start building your happiness today. Number 11, the power of resilience. Imagine your life as a tree in an open field. With every storm that approaches, strong winds try to topple your branches, and torrential rains threaten to break your trunk. But the tree, no matter how much it bends in the face of the storm, does not break. It adapts, bends, and then recovers, stronger than before. That's true resilience. Life isn't made up of perfect days. The real journey happens when we face difficulties, losses, and frustrations. It's in these adversities that our true strength is revealed. Epictetus, one of the wisest Stoic philosophers, teaches us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Resilience doesn't mean not feeling pain. It means knowing how to rise after a fall. It means learning from mistakes, growing through difficulties, and moving forward, stronger and wiser. Here's the big truth. Resilience isn't something we are born with. It's cultivated. It's a muscle you develop over time. And with each challenge you overcome, it grows stronger, enabling you to face the next ones with greater confidence. Now, visualize the future. You, in moments of adversity, standing firm. Not because pain doesn't exist, but because you have the confidence that you can overcome it. You are like the tree that after the storm remains steadfast, with deeper roots, knowing that the next difficulty won't bring you down. Resilience is your mission. Learn to rise every time. And remember, every difficulty faced is an opportunity for growth, for evolution. This is your true strength, not to be invulnerable, but to know how to regroup and move forward. Number 12, the art of flowing without losing your course. Imagine yourself navigating a river. The current may be strong, the path may be winding, and there are moments when you feel like you're losing control. But if you know how to flow with the river, adapting to the changes of the current, you will find your way without forcing it, without fighting against the nature of the course. You may be in constant motion, yet you still maintain your direction. This is the art of flowing without losing your course, a central concept in Stoicism. Life isn't a straight line. It's full of curves, obstacles, and unexpected changes. If you try to fight against every curve, against every change, you exhaust yourself, lose focus, and may even stray from your true purpose. Epictetus said, "Do not seek for events to happen as you wish, but wish for them to happen as they do, and your life will be serene." When you try to control everything around you, you fight against what's beyond your reach and become frustrated. But when you learn to flow, to accept the unexpected, without losing focus on what truly matters, you find true peace. Here's the key. Flowing doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means being flexible, adaptable, and still keeping a clear vision of what you want to achieve. It's like a river that follows its course without losing sight of the direction toward the sea. You can be flexible with changes and challenges, but you must remain true to your purpose. Now visualize the future. You encounter a significant change in your life, something unexpected. You feel the initial urge to resist, to try to control everything. But then you remember, flowing is the way. You adapt your route, accept the new challenges, and without losing your course, you continue your journey with serenity. Your mission now is, learn to flow with life, adapting to changes without losing focus on your destination. Today, you embarked on a journey of transformation. Step by step, mission by mission, you learn to master your mind and control your energy. You saw that happiness doesn't depend on circumstances, but on your inner choice. You discovered that resilience is the power to rise again, that flowing with life is not weakness, but wisdom. And above all, you learned that you have total control over your inner peace. Now imagine yourself in some time, you living with a serene mind, making conscious choices, and mastering your inner world. Each decision no longer made in impulse or anxiety, but with calmness and clarity. You, being the commander of your own life, not allowing yourself to be shaken by the winds of adversity, flowing with challenges, and finding balance where chaos once existed. This is the vision of the future you can create. And remember, a peaceful mind is the fortress where no one enters without permission. This fortress begins with a step, and that step can be taken now. Start with one mission today, just one. And by following this mission, you will begin to discover the silence where true freedom resides. If this video resonated with you, like it now. Share it with someone else who is also seeking inner peace. And write in the comments the phrase, "I choose serenity." That way you seal your commitment to yourself and inspire others to do the same. See you on the next journey. Strength, wisdom, and silence.